Thanks for watching this video on Blueprint's Migration Analysis and Planning, or MAP, product for Automation360. This product is for system integrators to effectively analyze and accurately estimate and plan an RPA migration to Microsoft's Power Automate desktop. The product works with the entire RPA estate and then lets you drill down into individual automations. It seamlessly integrates with Blueprint's Migrate for an automated migration, but can also be used for RPA governance, compliance, and transformation. It supports Automation360, but also Blue Prism and UiPath. However, this video is focused on Automation360. Blueprint Map has a broad range of capabilities. However, in this short video, we're going to focus on these. When doing an analysis, the first thing I do is start with the main overview dashboard. It gives me an instant view of all the automations. Key metrics like size, complexity, degree of redundancy across the estate, compliance violations, even sensitive data detection. And anywhere I can click to drill in for details. Here, for example, is the exact list of automations that violated that compliance rule, for example. Next, I look at the list of all the automations. Again, key metrics are shown, and I can sort and filter to focus on what's important. Next thing I do is go look at a list of all the applications that my automations are interacting with. Blueprint creates this catalog by scanning the pad code, so I know it's complete and accurate. And for each application, I can see precisely which automations are using it. This is very helpful in planning when I want the applications to drive my migration priorities. Blueprint also scans the code for compliance and quality checks. This helps me assess the quality of the source automation code, which can impact its migration as well. Again, I can see exactly which automations have these issues, so if I need to investigate further or take action, I know which automations are affected. Those are the tools I use for general analysis of the A360 estate. I work in this area for more detailed analysis specific to migration to PAD. Here, detailed metrics for each individual automation is in the table below, and they're rolled up for the estate as a whole at the top right and in the charts. I also use other views that tell me things like number of code blocks, language and size, if there's any redundant copies of code components, any unresolved references, degree of reuse, and I often do even deeper analysis by exporting all of this and more to Excel, where I can do pivot tables, slice and dice the data however I choose to answer pretty much any question that I have. Another area that I go to is this, where I get a summary of unmapped action, DLL calls, code copies, unresolved references. For each, I can see the frequency of use and see which automations, even specific taskbots, that are using them. All of this exposes what used to be hidden under the covers inside the automations, and it's important because all of these things impact the migration work. And when speaking of the work required to migrate, Blueprint estimates an automated migration for you. Here's an on-screen estimator. Blueprint tells you for individual groups or the entire state of automations how many compiler errors there will be and how many to-do items there will be for the developer to complete in PAD. Then, when you set the fix rates for the compiler errors and to-dos, Blueprint will transform those counts into actual hours of work. Separate from that on-screen estimator, there's also an external spreadsheet estimator that Blueprint exports for you. This lets you do further, more refined estimates, and being in Excel, you can of course extend it however you like. We plan to implement this spreadsheet estimator inside the product, but for now, let me walk you through it. First, the spreadsheet estimator extends the on-screen estimation of conversion work to include selector respying, runtime errors, procode conversion, and more. It also accounts for pre-work, that is, the time spent analyzing and understanding the automation to be migrated, and the things it depends on. It also accounts for post-work, the time spent doing the typical checks that an organization requires, like reviews for security, compliance, acceptance testing. And finally, it also accounts for overheads and contingencies, for things like skill profiles across your staff, quality of the original code, access to subject matter experts, and more. To get the spreadsheet estimator, you simply go Actions, Export Estimation Template to Excel. And here in the spreadsheet estimator, you can see there's lots of tabs. Blueprint populates the content of those tabs automatically for you, and everything gets summarized on this one sheet. You can see the pre-work estimate, the conversion work estimate, the post-work estimate, the contingency that I spoke of, even project planning and management overhead. There's a whole other video describing in detail how to work with this spreadsheet estimator, and I encourage you to watch it if you need to estimate a migration project. In this brief demo, I was able to show you these features, which of course are part of a much larger set of features in Blueprint Map. Please watch our other videos to see more about this product, or contact us directly at info@blueprintsys.com. Thank you for watching.